maps I find interesting. The population of Bangladesh is equal to the population of Russia plus Kazakhstan plus Mongolia plus Estonia plus Latvia. Oh my god, and look at the size of Bangladesh in comparison. I know obviously Russia isn't actually as big as that, but if I go on the truesize.com, I can grab Bangladesh and we can see that it is still quite a lot smaller than Russia. American fast food chains in Europe. So KFC's in every country other than, what's that? Is that Bosnia and Herzegovina? I think it is. And they're not in Norway or Finland either. Why are they not in Norway or Finland? The reason KFC has no presence in Norway is because the fast food market is highly competitive and launching a new brand costs a lot of money. Fair enough. McDonald's are basically everywhere. Subway aren't yet in these very eastern countries. We got, what, Belarus and Ukraine? Burger King and Domino's, quite similar amount of countries. Taco Bell and Dunkin'. I have never been to a Dunkin' or a Taco Bell, but apparently they are both in the UK. But I'm guessing by UK it means they're in London, kind of like Mr. Beast Burger. What's consumed more per capita, butter or olive oil? So butter in all these places, and then it's suddenly in like Spain and Italy, it switches to olive oil. That makes sense, that's kind of cool. The easternmost point of Brazil is closer to Africa than its own westernmost point. Wow, Brazil is ginormous. In fact, let's have a proper look at Brazil. Here we go. Right, we're going to compare Brazil to Europe. Oh, oh my god. It absolutely swamps it. Jeez. Okay, how big's Brazil in comparison to the United States? Shouldn't change too much, because we're not that far from the equator. It's about the same size as the US. What about Africa? I bet it goes a bit smaller. Yeah, it does. Brazil is ginormous. We head up here. Oh my god. World map made by Turkish workers. That is pretty impressive, you know. They even included New Zealand. Bet it was gutting when they did such a good job of South America. And by the time they got to Europe, they realised the wall wasn't quite in the right state. But they'd already absolutely nailed Australia and South America. So they got to just do it anyway and hope for the best. Without touching a single piece of land, it's possible to sail from Zeebrugge in Belgium to Antarctica in a completely straight line. Look at that, you just tip past Greenland. Yeah, look at that. 40,000 likes and I'll do it. Size comparison of Vietnam with the eastern United States. That is pretty mad, because Vietnam's just not notable when you look at a map. But if we grab hold of it, you can see by the time you get to the US, it does stretch from top to bottom. Let's go North Pole, see what happens. Whoa! Oh my god. I want to grab Trinidad and Tobago. How does Trinidad and Tobago compare to my house? Probably shouldn't show that. We'll go to one of my old houses. Wait, I know what I want to do. I want to grab the smallest country, which I think is the Vatican. Oh my god, look at the... What? Oh my Christ. Right, we're grabbing the Vatican and we're taking it to my house. Maybe I shouldn't take it to my exact house. That's a bit of a dodgy one. I'll take it to a house I used to live in. I want to see, is my old house bigger than the Vatican?
8 hours later.
Right, I used to live here. This was my house. I think it was that one. Oh, to be fair, yeah, it does fill the whole terrace. The Vatican is the size of 3 Biddleston Roads. Most common surname in each state. Smith really dominating there. And then we've got Garcia. Lee for Hawaii. Fair enough. Johnson up top. And then Williams. Interesting. Other ways of saying you have to take a shit. I disagree with this one right off the bat, because we don't say taking a dump in the UK. I would generally say I'm going to the toilet. But I suppose I would say having a poo. If it came down to it. Depositing a maggot, emptying the fuel tank, putting meatballs in that. They're taking the mick. Which city are you most ashamed of? UK picked Slough. That's so mean. Yeah, fair. France population density map. So basically everyone's in Paris and then there's just a little dips here and there. These population density maps are really cool to look at. There's a really good one I've seen around the Nile. I wasn't in the Nile when I saw it. It's a picture of the Nile. So yeah, this is the population density of Egypt. So this whole thing's Egypt, but you can see basically everyone lives along this red squiggly line, and that is because that's where the Nile is, and people just set up their houses next to the Nile. I just think that looks absolutely crazy. The Haihe Tengchong line. Sure, I did not nail that.